Jae-yeol met Bani actually wanted to express his heart, but there he met Bani was being with Alun and Ji-won. Finally Jae-yeol only told Bani if he came there to ask for the shirt she borrowed earlier. Bani returned the shirt that day. She also forbade them not to meet again. However, the next day, Bani and Jae-yeol met again. They came representing their respective departments at the preparatory meeting for Art University alumni interview. There they pretended not to know each other. At the meeting, the students gathered to find out who the best and most famous alumni were that they would interview, and Bani had the right to choose and decide. The students suggested interviewing Mr. Jae, who gave the lecture at that time, but currently he does not accept any interviews. Even recently he also refused all interviews with famous magazines. But Jae-yeol was optimistic about Mr. Jae. He left it to Bani. According to him, Mr. Jae would be fine in Bani's hands. And during the lunch break, Jae-yeol's identity was revealed. It turned out that he was not only handsome but also a smart student who had won several major competitions in his first year of study. The group meeting ended late at night. The students went home, but when ordering an online taxi, Bani didn't get a ready driver, so she didn't realize there was a car that was going to hit her. Fortunately, Jae-yeol quickly pulled her so she was safe and only got splashed with dirty water on the road. When she got home, Bani shouted that she hated Jae-yeol, but she couldn't help it. Why, she always met him over and over again. While practicing painting, Ji-won asked if Mr. Jae was the artist who had previously seduced Bani. Bani didn't deny it. She didn't expect the artist to be Mr. Jae, her favorite artist. Bani felt like a dream when she met him like that. Suddenly, Mr. Jae or Alun arrived there. He had business near the area and deliberately stopped by to meet Bani. Alun saw Bani's sketches, and he considered that the proportion of her sketch was stable and better than when he was still in college. At that time, Bani dared to ask Alun to be willing to be interviewed as an alumni, because previously the campus BEM members had a meeting and wanted to interview him, and Bani asked him just in case. Alun also gave an answer that he was willing to be interviewed. Bani was surprised by his willingness because previously he refused to be interviewed by several famous magazines. Alun joked that if Bani asked him, so he couldn't refuse. Bani smiled happily, especially when Alun held his hair. At the same time, across the street, there were Dong-ha and Jae-yeol riding their Vespa motorbikes and saw them both. All this time Dong-ha thought that Jae-yeol and Bani had a relationship, but out there Bani was actually in a relationship with another man. Bani sent a message to her group that they were going to interview Mr. Jae. Her friends were surprised even though she was known not to give interviews. According to Ji-won, it seemed that Mr. Jae really liked Bani. Bani also said that Mr. Jae knew that she was his fan. He treated his fans in a very special way. However, Ji-won had a different opinion that Mr. Jae might not just like Bani as a fan but more than that. The next day, Ji-won asked Bani to accompany him somewhere. It turned out they went to a camera shop. In that shop, Ji-won would choose the best and most expensive camera. He would give the camera as her sister's birthday present. Bani also advised Ji-won to buy something beautiful, not just expensive. Long story short, Ji-won gave Hye-won the camera as a gift. She really liked the camera, and it turned out that Hye-won was not Ji-won's first girlfriend but his own younger sister. Meanwhile, Dong-ha and Jae-yeol were looking for a room to study making their videos. It turned out that the room they chose was next to Alun's office, and at the same time they met him. Dong-ha was enthusiastic when shaking hands and getting to know him, but Jae-yeol seemed arrogant. He didn't want to be greeted by him even though they would meet often. There Alun was happy to invite them to tour the office room. So Dong-ha found out that Alun was very famous and in the near future Alun would hold an exhibition in France. Dong-ha was surprised. Alun is a great person, and he loved Bani, and Dong-ha had begun to suspect that he agreed to be interviewed because there was something between them. After that, Jae-yeol got a message from his mother to join dinner together, and at dinner, he was shocked because he thought he was the only one with his mother, but it turned out that now his mother already has a boyfriend. Jae-yeol didn't like that and lost his appetite, so he didn't want to eat there. He was disgusted with his mother's boyfriend who was not much different in age from him. His mother also said that age doesn't matter lately, because people can date anyone as long as they like and love each other. Jae-yeol remembered the past incident where he was lied to by his mother who didn't eat together because his mother tended to spend her time with her boyfriend. Mr. Jae's interview event began. In the interview, Mr. Jae gave something that stood out and was memorable in his artwork that most people talk about the main artwork, but according to him destiny is actually his favorite. Destiny, which is predetermined, can be good or bad. He wants to explore both sides, and there are fans who realize it. That's the most memorable and because it makes him happy. After finishing filming, Jae-yeol accidentally caught Alun with a girl, and Jae-yeol began to suspect him. Bani then said thanks for the interview that day to Alun. She was sure people would like it, and at that time, Mr. Jae asked Bani to come back to his studio alone, and Bani smiled as a sign that she agreed to his invitation. After the interview was over, everyone asked permission to go home with various reasons, so there are only Bani and Jae-yeol whom were left to clean up the studio. And while cleaning the studio, they didn't know that the door was locked and couldn't be opened, and there was no signal, so they were both trapped there. To cure their boredom, they shared various stories, even horror stories, and at that time Bani felt a stomachache, so Jae-yeol had to force open the door lock there, which resulted in his hand being injured. Bani then attached a band-aid to Jae-yeol's finger, and at the same time Jae-yeol asked about Bani's relationship with Alun, and Bani told him that she and Alun were just fans and artists and were not dating or going out with each other. Jae-yeol then told Bani that Alun was not a good person. Jae-yeol didn't feel a good aura from his appearance. Of course, Bani did not believe Jae-yeol's words, because according to her, Alun was a good person. When on campus, after finishing lectures, Ji-won wanted to invite Bani to eat a special menu together, but Bani instead invited him to join a pajama party with her friends later, and at that time, the model for their art class cannot come because of sick. According to Bani, if the model did not appear, so it was the thing the professor hated the most. At the same time, Jae-yeol arrived there, and Bani immediately had an idea, namely asking Jae-yeol to be her replacement model. Long story short, Jae-yeol became a replacement model, but when she was painting him, Bani felt that Jae-yeol always looked at her and did not look at others, so Bani thought it was the same as when the male and female leads in a film fell in love with each other. After the painting event was over, Bani gave Jae-yeol an energy drink and thanked him for helping her. Right at that moment Alun called Bani to meet him at his studio the next day, because he was busy with his exhibition and would not be free anymore, and Jae-yeol remembered when he saw Alun with a girl, and we didn't know what the Alun was doing to the girl. Meanwhile the pajama party began. The party was held at Bani's house, which coincidentally at that time both of her parents were out of town. At the party, Ji-won bought a lot of food that amazed his friends and thought that rich people were indeed different. Ji-won also said that she didn't know what they liked, so he bought everything. And at the party, Bani told her friends that she was invited by Mr. Jae to come to his studio. According to Bo Bae, if only Bani was invited, so it was not an invitation as a fan but rather like a date that started with a job, but could be intimate, and Bani would know when she was there, whether it was really a date or not. The next morning, Bani dressed up beautifully and was ready to come to Mr. Jae's studio. She even came earlier than Mr. Jae. In Mr. Jae's studio, Bani looked at various carpentry tools for carving, and she saw a strange tool and Mr. Jae offered to try it. Mr. Jae taught her to use the tool until it made them closer. And after finishing, Mr. Jae invited Bani to walk in the park around there, which at the same time the invitation was heard by Jae-yeol. Jae-yeol continued his own video project, but while working on the video, he suspected Mr. Jae's video, which according to him, the shooting date and production date were too tight, so he suspected him, and he immediately chased where Mr. Jae and Bani were. Meanwhile Mr. Jae and Bani were walking in the park while eating ice cream, but suddenly Jae-yeol arrived, immediately pulled Bani's hand and invited her to go home together.